Hi there and welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh. I'm here by myself today, but I wanted to just talk to you briefly about the IHG program and how beneficial it has been to us so far since we started using it.
Hi, we're Josh and Petra, early retirees traveling the world slowly while sharing honest insights about retirement and life on the road. Join us and share in the journey.
So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, we saved $5,229 on hotel stays. We booked 61 nights, and we're able to save more than $5,000 using the IHG Rewards strategy. And here is exactly how that works. As we know, hotels are getting expensive, $200 plus per night, especially in the larger cities, which is where a lot of us go to travel when we are out and about. But you don't have to pay that. There's a way that you can save hundreds, if not, like we did, thousands of dollars on multiple nights. So my strategy has to do with purchasing points and using them at the IHG hotels where you can use points. That's not going to be every hotel that they have in their chain, but there are a number of places that you can use within large cities and even some smaller towns. And the benefit is real. It comes in the form of money saved towards other things in your trip. And it also has to do with perks and timing. So, one of the things that you need to make sure you're doing is you're purchasing your points and you are also purchasing your rooms at the right time, because IHG is what they call dynamic. In other words, it's on a dynamic system, and demand usually increases the prices of the rooms and the point costs. So we are always looking at least 6 months out, usually more like 12 months. 12 months is usually when they release the new month of availability for these hotels. So we're looking 12 months out already to see if we can snag some deals that early. It's not necessary. I've noticed that if you go in even 6 months out, you're probably going to be okay, but we do like to go out a full year. So mostly so that we can plan, because we are long-term travelers now, so we're going to constantly have our eye on the distance, right? The distance over there. The number one hack is, well, you got to get a credit card. The IHG Premier Plus credit card is the ideal choice, and I'll go into that a little bit more here in the future. When I talk about dynamic pricing, rooms typically for IHG are anywhere from 5,000 points to 100,000 plus points per night. And that really depends on a lot of factors. They have different levels, or they're not really tiers. It's not a tiered program, but they do have different hotels at different levels. So they have their budget hotels, and then they have the intermediate group, and then have the luxury group. And so as you go up that scale, you can expect the point cost per night to also go up. But the good news is if a standard room is available for cash, it's also usually available for points. Again, like I said, not every hotel is available for points, and you have to check and see which ones those are. But there are enough out there that you should be able to go to a location you want to go and have multiple options. We were just looking as an example at Kuala Lumpur, and I believe they had 5 different hotels within the city limits of Kuala Lumpur to check out. So that's something to keep in mind. You're always going to have an option, you just have to shop around a bit. They also have an option where you can use points and cash. So let's say you don't have enough points and you are not at a time where you can purchase more, or you don't have the credit card, which is going to continuously add more points for your total. You can also pay points and cash. They have that program where the points count towards the price of the room. I haven't done it myself, but I've heard that, you know, some people do it to cut costs using points without actually having the whole thing paid for in points itself. And then of course you have the 4th night free is a great benefit. Again, that comes with the credit card. So how do you earn your points fast? Well, the best way to do it is to get elite status. Now, they have a program where you start out at the bottom, then you go to silver status, and then gold, platinum, and diamond. Platinum and diamond pay extra points for every dollar spent. And that's for whether you're a member or with the card. As a member, you get $10, 10 points per dollar spent on all hotels. Once you become platinum, now they're paying you 16 points per dollar spent at those hotels. And once you get to Diamond Elite, you're getting 20 points per dollar spent. With the credit card, you're getting 26 points per dollar spent using the credit card. So there is an extra bonus for having that. But if you think about it, these elite statuses really do help build up your points quickly. So most hotels within the chain will give you the 10 points per dollar spent. There's 2 Staybridge hotels and Candlewood Suites, Staybridge Suites, it's a tongue twister, and Candlewood Suites will only pay 5 points per dollar spent. Those are long-term, or I should say long-stay hotels within their brand. Platinum and Diamond get extra bonuses of points. The Premier card offers a sign-up bonus, which actually offers a fair amount of points. Right now, I think it's 140,000 points, which is a good amount. And some extra points on everyday spending. And then IHG frequently is running 2 times or 3 times points on stays, or sometimes they'll give you like an extra night for every night that you book. Again, that depends on your status. And the higher up you are, the better the perks are along the way. So they also offer Milestone rewards, and this is within the program itself. You do not have to have the credit card for this. Within the program, every 10 nights, from 20 nights, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I believe it goes all the way up to 90 days that you stay with the hotel chain, they're going to give you some extra perks to choose from. So at 20 nights, you get to choose between 5,000 points or 2 $20 F&B rewards, which is the food and beverage rewards, or a confirmable suite upgrade. So that's really great. I mean, you can pay standard room price, but get a suite. So that's an elevation. That suite itself might cost $50 to $100 or $200 higher than the standard room. So I mean, what a great deal that would be, right? So after 20 nights, you get that. After 40 nights, they have a choose 2. So you get to choose between one of those things I just mentioned, plus the annual lounge membership, which is an excellent choice. The lounge offers a breakfast and snacks in the afternoon that are for the elite members only. So you have to have lounge access in order to get in there, and that's not for everybody. We went to Budapest and stayed at the Budapest Crown Plaza, and they had the lounge access, and it was actually fairly nice. I can't say that we took advantage of the breakfast, but the afternoon was nice. Coming in from a long day of walking around the city, checking things out, we were tired and hungry, and we went in there, and they had free libations plus food, so took full advantage of that. It was a good deal. We were there for a few days and took advantage of the afternoons. So if you think about it, that could potentially be a free meal right there. Free breakfast, free potentially late dinner or early dinner. For some people, that means only 1 meal a day. It's a big deal. From what I've heard in Asia, they actually do offer like more meal-sized food. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I haven't seen that myself, but I'm looking forward to checking that out. If you do have Diamond Elite status, you get automatic lounge access. They have other bonuses throughout. You get a second chance, I believe, at 70 nights to again get the lounge status upgrade. So, shortcut. It's the card. It's the IHG Premier Plus credit card. It costs $99 per year. You get automatic platinum status, which is you can get in early, you can leave late. They give you a snack at the door when you come in. sometimes a bottle of water, sometimes some kind of food item from their pantry. And you're getting a free anniversary night, which in essence, if you're buying a hotel room with points, they give you approximately 40,000 points. You trade that in for a room that costs $150 normally per night. You've already, you're making 50 bucks on the card already, right? So it's a good deal. It definitely pays for itself. They also, one thing that I had forgot to mention is they do have a Diamond Fast Track with it built within the card program. So if you use the card a lot like we are, and you spend up to $40,000 on the card, you get, again, automatic Diamond status for the year you're in plus the next year. So I hate to say it, but I think we're probably going to be there. We just picked up the card and I've already been using it for absolutely everything. I think we're absolutely going to be Diamond status through the card without even trying to get the nights in under our belt. So that's something to look forward to too. Diamond Elite status, free breakfast at all the hotels that offer breakfast. That's a great plus right there. That's a free meal. Not guaranteed in all hotels, obviously. I think Holiday Inn is one of the places they don't offer any breakfast. But if you go to the other places, some of these hotels where you can purchase the breakfast, for instance, if you're Diamond Elite status, it's yours. They usually have some kind of really nice buffet. So as I said, status matters. You get the free breakfast, plus you're getting upgrades. You go to the hotel and you say, hey, I'm interested in a suite upgrade. Is that possible? Diamond Elite status, yeah, we'll look for you, right? What a sweet deal that is. Pun intended. Okay, so some other pro tips for fast tracking your status. One of the things that I took advantage of last year is they have what they call the Ambassador loophole. You purchase an InterContinental Ambassador membership for $225. And with that, it gives you an instant Platinum Elite upgrade, right? So this is before I had the card. I was able to get to Platinum Elite with this purchase. It's something that's out there for anybody at any level. So what it does actually is it gives you a free night on a weekend. So you get a free night on a weekend stay, 2 nights minimum stay, at one of these InterContinental hotels, which are lavish hotels. These are expensive hotels. These are not cheap. This is definitely on their luxury level. And so we went and found a couple of places. I'm using mine in Malta, and she's using hers in Crete. And essentially it cuts the weekend in half. Whatever price room we get, it's half the price for the weekend, which is great because now you can go and spend a lot of money on a room, which is exactly what I did. I got a room that cost 390 euros. So I'm gonna pay 390 euros for one night, and then the second night is completely free. Now granted, I did pay 225 for that, so that's not 100% free, but you kind of get get what I'm talking about here. 390 euros translates to about $450. I got the room for half price. Not a great deal, but it is savings, and it's important if you're traveling. And this is a nice break for us because we're staying at all of the budget and intermediate hotels for the most part during our traveling. This is going to give us an opportunity to stay at a really nice luxury hotel, give ourselves a little pat on the back, a little break. We are absolutely going to be filming the heck out of all these places so that we can do a review, but just the same, it's going to be fun going there and checking out the pool and checking out all the amenities. They probably have spas, and God only knows, we'll be eating caviar with our breakfast. Who knows? It'll be fun. So one of the things that you get with Rollover Night, or with IHG, is rollover nights. So if you get to gold status, which you can accrue by either staying this number of nights or acquiring this number of points, anything from gold status or above, you are allowed to roll over the extra nights. So the cutoff is usually in tens. So let's say you've got 7 nights and you're not going to get the next 3 to get to the next 10. if you're at a gold status, platinum, or diamond, it gets rolled over to be added that's going to be your starting point for the next year, which is a great perk, especially if you're going to be using these hotels year in, year out, which is something we plan on doing, and I look forward to being able to roll over some of my nights coming up in the future. This brings us to the results. I started at the beginning saying that we saved $5,229. We ended up booking 61 nights, including those InterContinental hotels. My wife wanted to stay at the InterContinental Hotel at Crete for some extra days, so we paid a little bit more, still cheaper with points, but we stayed for a little bit more at her hotel, and it did cost a little bit extra, and it did kind of cut into our savings. However, overall, 61 nights, $7,387. It ends up being about $120 a night with the more expensive hotel. Without it, we're in the $85 to $90 range per night, which isn't too bad. If you think about it, we're staying in hotels in the hearts of all these big cities. And had we paid cash, it would have been $12,616, which means we saved over $5,000, which is what a deal, right? So that's why IHG is such a good program. That's why I'm going to advocate for it. Again, I'm not a not a financial advisor, but we made such a killing on it just in over 2 months of stays on our upcoming year. I can't see why anybody else would not want to take full advantage of that. You probably want to get the IHG Premier Plus card if you can, and get that 4th night free. That really helps a lot. That's 25% off all 4-night stays right off the bat. And then all the multipliers and bonuses, and you can do this without the credit card. It does help accelerate your savings, so keep that in mind. If you can't get the card, I would recommend you get it because it'll really help over the long term. But if you can't get the card and you can just be a member, remember there's ways to do it too. You can get that Diamond Elite status, and that's really where you want to be with IHG, because that's where all the perks come in, and it really makes it much more valuable. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here today. While I talked about IHG with you, hopefully you found the information educational. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming and watching all the way through. If you are new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to continue to talk about ways to save money while you're traveling. We're traveling long term. Anywhere that I can cut costs, that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be talking to you about how I did it, and how you too can reap the benefits of this plan. Give me a thumbs up, please. And you can also hit your notification bell. That'll help you get all of my future videos as they come through. It was a pleasure talking to everybody about IHG today, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the posts.